and I started playing that and I thought it was good. I couldn't hit a ball to save my life, but
Most people see Ronnie O'Sullivan as snooker's greatest genius, a man who makes impossible shots look effortless and breaks records like they're nothing. But behind every legend is a story of family, love, and the people who shaped them into greatness. Today, we're diving deep into the personal life of the Rocket. Ronnie O'Sullivan's story begins with two people who couldn't be more different. Yet together, they created snooker's most complex genius. His father, Ronnie Sr., was a larger-than-life character who ran a chain of sex shops across London. He was ambitious, driven, and had an eye for business that made the family wealthy. His mother, Maria, brought Italian warmth and stability to their home in Wordsley, West Midlands. She was the emotional anchor who tried to keep the family grounded despite the chaos that often surrounded them. Growing up, Ronnie was the center of attention. In a household where money was never a problem, but stability was always in question. His parents pushed him towards snooker from an early age, recognizing his natural talent and hoping it would give him focus. At age 4, Ronnie picked up his first cue. His father immediately saw something special and began taking him to local snooker clubs. These were serious training sessions where a young boy learned to handle pressure and perform under watchful eyes. The family dynamic was intense. His father demanded perfection, while his mother worried about the emotional toll this pressure might take on their son. But in 1992, everything changed. Ronnie was just 16 when his father was sentenced to life imprisonment for murder. The man who had been his biggest supporter, his harshest critic, and his role model was suddenly gone. The impact was devastating. Ronnie has often spoken about how his father's absence affected him, describing it as losing his anchor and his biggest fan at the same time. His mother, Maria, had to step up, becoming both parents while watching her son process grief and anger through snooker. But Ronnie also had to learn how to be a father himself, and it wasn't always easy. His first child, Taylor Ann, was born in 1997 when Ronnie was just 21 years old. She came from a 2-year relationship with Sally Magnus during the early days of his professional career. Being a young father while dealing with his own problems wasn't simple. Ronnie has been honest about making mistakes and not always being there when Taylor Ann needed him most. Then came Jo Langley, a woman who would become very important in Ronnie's life. They met at a drug rehab group where both were trying to get clean and start fresh. Jo understood Ronnie's struggles because she had been through similar battles herself. Their relationship lasted 8 years, and together they had 2 children. Lily was born in 2006, and their son Ronnie Jr. came along in 2007. For a while, they were like a real family, trying to build something stable together. But even with 2 young children, their relationship couldn't survive the pressure. In 2008, when Lily was just 2 and Ronnie Jr. was barely 1, they decided to split up. Friends said they had grown apart after many arguments and fights. The breakup was hard on everyone, especially the kids. Ronnie and Jo agreed to keep living together for a while so their children could have both parents around. After the split with Jo, Ronnie had to learn how to be a single dad while still playing professional snooker. It was one of the toughest periods of his life, trying to balance his career with being there for his 3 children. He's admitted many times that he wasn't the father he wanted to be back then. But Ronnie never gave up on his kids. As Taylor Ann, Lily, and Ronnie Jr. grew older, he worked hard to build stronger relationships with them. He wanted to be the dad they deserved, even if it took time to get there. In 2018, Ronnie became a grandfather when Taylor Ann had a baby. It was a proud moment that showed how much his family had grown. and how he was getting a second